music.
Oh, can they hear me though?
Yeah, you're really loud.
Sorry. Hello. We're playing music right now. Let me go to our actual YouTube
It's actually
channel.
all really loud. There you go.
Is it time for some hype? I didn't know Abzu had a weird umlaut thing above it. Or that's not an umlaut. What is that?
I don't know. A triangle?
What's the arrow above a letter called?
Google.
Carrot. It's called a carrot. Okay, I mean, I knew that.
That's a math term. What the hell?
Well, like, I knew it. Diacritic? What's the accent symbol?
Are you actually live?
Circumflex. It's called a circumflex.
You confirm we're live. We're live.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're live. I did confirm that we're live.
Because I always pull I'm streaming on the wrong channel.
No, we're offline.
No, we're live on Twitch.
Oh, are we?
Mm-hmm.
I said playing, it didn't work. It says offline. Oh no! It says offline in the corner, but I can hear myself talking.
Yeah, Twitch is phenomenal.
Twitch is phenomenal.
We are live for 0 viewers.
That's about right. Alright. Thanks for deleting my second line of stuff.
What?
I had games on here that I want to remember.
Oh, I already talked about all this stuff. It was Horizon Zero. It was Steep, Watch Dogs.
Ukulele.
Oh, I can't do that here. Hold on.
I got it.
Whatever.
Alright.
You remembered them.
It's the only one I remember. There was something else on there too. I got it. Injustice. Too. These are all things I've had, like Gamescom stuff that I can think of offhand.
Resident Evil.
I'm not interested. That's where you should put that in there.
No, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, but are you excited about it?
No.
Well, I'll put it on here anyways.
And we are live. What's up, everybody?
Hello! Welcome back to
that
another
noise.
Glitchfeed Podcast Live. You just heard us talking
Loud.
for like 5 minutes. Oops, sorry. Am I still loud?
I'll turn you down. It's fine.
It's fine. Welcome back to another Glitchfeed Podcast. We are bringing you the last couple of weeks of information. It's been a while since we've done a podcast. Sorry. Oops.
I was sick.
She was sick. We've been busy. We had games to play.
Troy didn't want to do his own podcast, so he just played a video game that day.
I did.
What was it?
We'll talk about. It was Overcooked,
Overcooked,
which
yeah.
we'll talk about in a little bit. As much as I recommend that game, I cannot recommend that game for people in good friendships and relationships.
I want to play that with my friend. When I
Don't.
see him again, but the problem is it's couch co-op, so
Also
sucks.
that.
Yeah.
If you want to stay friends with people, don't play Overcooked. By the way, I'm Troy. I'm your host, bringing you stuff today, and I'm joined, of course, by the shortest and loveliest Sarah.
I knew someone who was 5 foot before.
Well, you're still the shortest and
She was
loveliest
pretty
here.
short. Yeah, out of the two of us, I am pretty
Out of the
damn
two of
short.
us,
Hello.
you're pretty damn lovely.
I am debatable.
Well, you know, whatever.
Mature
So-
house music.
The big topic we have, as you can see in the title, is it time for some hype? Is it time for some hype?
I'm making gestures with my arms. Like, I don't know.
Is it time? We've had a really shitty summer in terms of game releases and stuff to be hyped about.
E3 was
I feel-
okay.
E3 was all right, but it didn't really give us anything. It didn't give us Fallout Shelter like it did last year. It didn't give us something tangential to hold in our hands.
But didn't we argue that
talking-
last year's E3 was a little obnoxious because it was all about releases for the year and they didn't showcase a lot of long-term games, and now they're showcasing long-term games, and now you're not happy?
No, I'm talking, what can we get excited about now? I want now. I want to know what I'm going to be playing in October and November and December. And I think it's just starting to pick up that I'm now excited a couple months out for stuff. We've been excited about games before. We've been excited about a lot of games. But not, I feel like, this slew of upcoming stuff.
Last year, I had a list of games I wanted to buy.
This year for
last year.
2016?
No, last year for fall of 2015, I wanted to buy like Assassin's Creed. I wanted to pick up a bunch of other games that I forget off the top of my head because I probably didn't buy them because of money.
Well, it's been a year now. It's been a year now. Gaming moves so quickly. It's been a year.
Hitman, but that got delayed.
And now is, I think, almost officially fully out. I think they have like one more episode left.
Well, an episode dropped this week, and then they
also
also
said
they're doing seasons now.
They did. We'll talk about that in a little. I'll add that to the list.
My leg just fell asleep. Let's play this game.
Yeah. Oh, we're also playing Abzu. Well, Sarah's playing Abzu. I gotten a lot of interest in the last couple weeks. Apparently, a really cool, if I'm right, a Metroidvania kind of game.
It's made by the creative director of Journey.
That's what it is. Oh, I heard what it's Journey in water, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't that kind of the okay?
Yeah.
Definitely a pretty cool game to check out though if you haven't. I've seen a lot of like Let's Plays and people kind of very chill playing it.
There have been a lot of games that have released the last few weeks. We haven't done this for like 4 weeks now, so.
Yeah, it's been about a month.
What games have you been? I guess before we get into the current news, what games have you been checking out that released over the past few weeks?
Well, the first is Overcooked.
Yes.
An amazing couch co-op cooking game.
Which is good for you because you have a couch and you have someone to co-op.
I have someone to co-op. I should say I had someone to co-op with.
Did she not want to co-op anymore with you? Is that
Overcooked? You can actually watch the VOD, and at the very end, we both look at each other like we need to stop playing this game because we're getting pretty fucking heated at this.
Did you see Couch Ops Overcooked?
I have not.
Oh my god, it is a lot of yelling and management of resources and like responsibilities and no one listening, and you can just feel the rage just seeping from their pores.
It's really bad. In fact, there was a tweet by Griffin McElroy out of Polygon. I think it goes something like let me pull it up here, but it's like if you want to keep friends and like play Overcooked, it's not like it doesn't work. But I'll find it in a little bit. Yeah, it's an amazing like couch game that you just hate your friends. It goes, oh yeah, here it is. Overcooked is essential. It's all just screaming laughter and raw disappointment in your friends. My friends are all great, but last night I learned that when I tell them to, in all caps, chop a fucking onion, they give me a tomato on an unwashed plate. It's that kind of level of anger and upset with your friends or your significant other that can really destroy friendships. But it's a great frantic game if you like that kind of thing. Definitely check out our live play of it last week. It was pretty cool. I think. Not just because I was playing.
Actually, it was a few weeks ago because last week was a No Man's Sky live play.
Sorry, you're right. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago that was. No. Shit. Other than that, I played a little bit of No Man's Sky. We're probably not going to talk about it. If we have time at the end, we will. But otherwise, that and RimWorld. Okay. RimWorld's pretty cool. What have you been playing?
I played No Man's Sky. You're not going to talk about it, but I was like, it's what I expected. I was talking before the stream, I don't build into a lot of the hype for games I'm excited for, so I didn't really get into the whole chain of what overabundance of expectations, and all I expected was a world builder. I'm disappointed in the cost a little bit because I think it is definitely a $40 game, if that. But hey, they told me what I was going to expect. I got what I expected. They revealed all of the details during their first trailer. So
did they though?
I mean, they showed off.
There's a very in-depth detailed post on Reddit. I don't know if you saw this, that went through all of the promised features and talked about features and even some that were shown in trailers pretty recently that aren't in the game.
Well, I mean, we could talk about Suicide Squad if we really wanted to talk about the state of hyping people up, getting the hype done, but
no,
that's a whole different topic.
It's more different between like talking about hype and talking about promising something in a game and showing it off in a trailer 2-3 months before the release and then giving us a totally different game.
Well, you also had a different experience than I do because you had the PC port.
I did.
I had the PlayStation. So
none of my reservations with the game are because of the PC quality. I've already kind of written off kind of porting issues and visual issues. I can kind of look past those. It's really gameplay. It's 100% gameplay. But anyways.
All right. Well, so I played that, and then I played Headlander, which released by Double Fine, and I freaking love that game. It's hilarious. So we'll find Adult Swim. It's a funny game.
Yeah.
It's some great feelings. There's some sparklies over here. I need to catch them.
Some great feels.
Some great feels. Well, it's just super like retro, like fun type game. I mean, that's a Metroidvania type game too. I forgot what button I have to press. What button do I press?
A? X?
Okay.
I don't know.
And then I play GTA a lot. They have their...
Playing GTA?
Yeah, I've been playing GTA a bunch. I've been playing the CEO stuff. I was able to coerce my friends into protecting me so I can make all the money. That was pretty fun.
I have not... Because you haven't invited me to play, I haven't been playing GTA since really...
Since our heist.
I have no reason... Yeah, I have really no reason to jump up without somebody telling me to play.
I usually just do it as like a stream bait, mostly.
Yeah.
And then otherwise, I guess, I mean, it's been a while, but I played Song of the Sea a while ago, I think.
Song of the Deep?
Song of the Deep, yeah. No, Song of the Sea, isn't it? I don't know.
That was Song of the Deep. Unless we're talking about different games.
Hello.
Song of the Deep. BT dubs.
Okay, well, whatever. It's been a while since I played it.
The one from Insomniac?
Yeah.
The one with the cool narrator that we checked out at? Yeah.
The one that you had like a boner for the narrator?
Oh, God, it was so good. From Marin? No, not Marin. The narrator for Marin.
Oh, I talk like a... I can't do the voice with my headset on.
It was Scottish. It was like that
deep
Scottish accent or like... Oh, God, it was good.
All right. So, but yeah, I've been kind of casually picking up those games and checking them out. I think Headlander is my new... I enjoy that game. What is this? I don't know what's happening in this game. I got distracted because there was an arrow.
That'll happen. So let me ask you a question that I asked you just before the podcast to segue into our topic. What games this year have you maybe not been excited for, but have looked forward to and can still remember today? So what I mean is, what games that have come out this year that you are still thinking about, that you've still consciously thought, this game came out, I was excited for it, it came out this year? Are there any?
No.
So leading question, because I know the answer. No. Right?
No.
The only two games I can think of for this entire year have been Fire Emblem Fates, because I'm still playing it, and Overwatch. Just because of how much I still play Overwatch. I feel like we're about to get into a very heavy fall and winter release schedule. And I think a lot of it, where I say it's justified hype, it's substantial hype, it's games that I think we both know to be very, very good. Maybe they're coming from there's a lot of big franchises launching again, like a sequel this winter and fall, and I think there are a lot of games that we can point to and say, these are going to be big releases. So I want to go through some of those. And a lot of those have been shown off at Gamescom this week, which is happening right now in Germany.
Technically, doesn't it start like tomorrow?
I think it started, did it start today? All the news was today.
Well, it's probably the same thing as E3, where they're releasing all the trailers early.
No, a couple I don't know. A couple companies have been doing live streams already. I know, like, Ubisoft did their big live stream today.
Ooh, can we talk about World of Warcraft too? Because I believe they've been doing. I don't know anything about World of Warcraft, but
we can talk about World of Warcraft, hon. It's on my daily playlist.
I know my friend was talking about how he's like super obsessed with the new World of Warcraft. So.
Oh, I've been playing it so much.
It's like.
I'm back in. I'm sucked in.
Yeah, so I want to talk about that too, because that wasn't on your list, but I know they had a big press conference for the new Legion information too. Oh, shell.
Which is coming out in like 2 weeks. Not even that.
I know.
It's coming. No, it's coming out in like a couple. It's coming out next week.
I'm very concerned.
Next Thursday, the 25th. No, the 30th. It's coming out next two Tuesdays from now.
Which is the same day that the Nuka-Cola DLC is coming out for Fallout.
Yes, it is. That is correct. Ooh, that's gonna be a tough one.
What am I supposed to do? I don't understand.
So Gamescom is happening right now. We had a couple games that have shown off some big trailers. I want to go through a couple of these that I'm really excited for. I don't know if you're excited for, but I'm pretty excited for, that I really kind of want to touch on. So feel free to jump in if you are also excited about this. That's both to you, Sarah, and to people in the chat if you want to jump in on shit that you're excited about. The first is from EA. So they've got Battlefield
Challenge
1.
everything.
Challenge, sure. Is that their catchphrase?
Was it change everything? What was their old catchphrase?
Yay. I don't. It's in the game. That's EA Sports.
They had an old one. It was like EA, and it was like change everything or something like that. I don't know.
It used to be EA Sports. It's in the game. That was the EA Sports one. That's the one I remember.
Monday.
No, not so much that.
That's what it sounded like, though. Go ahead.
A little bit, yeah. Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2. Two new shooters out of very experienced studios, rather. Both are established, not necessarily established, but existing franchises. Battlefield, obviously established. Titanfall only had the one game, but was massive.
Challenge everything.
Challenge everything? Is that what it was? All right.
Yeah.
Battlefield 1 is getting a beta very, very soon. I don't have the date in front of me. Unfortunately, I deleted it off of my script. I think it's September. I think it's like September 21st. You have to register by August 21st, something like that. They have an open beta coming up that is going to show off a lot of the cool new stuff. A lot of the hype out of Gamescom right now has been that it really brings things back to the old Battlefield, where it's classic, the 1940s kind of, not even that, 1930s, 1920s kind of combat, which I'm right now in the mode of modern shooters are overdone. So much so, I mean, like, look at Call of Duty. It's going from modern to extra modern to space.
Which is interesting. I saw an article about it, too, how, like, a lot of Call of Duty was like, we're over terrorism, and here's how we're over terrorism. Like terrorism was a huge thing. I mean, obviously, it's
all the Modern Warfare series.
Yeah. I mean, it's close to home. We have all the stuff going on overseas, and then, like, I know we had Modern Warfare in New York, so it's, like, very close to home. But now it's Modern Warfare 3. Let's change that up. Space is very hot right now. It's so hot right now with Titanfall and everything. So they're really kind of pushing away from that. And the options are kind of going classic, like Battlefield 1, or
World
going
War 1.
future, which is
Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2.
Yeah. I'm excited to play a based in historical setting Battlefield game again. I think 1942 was one of the best Battlefield games, one of the best online shooters of all time. I think it really revolutionized that whole PC shooter genre for kind of like massive scale battles. So to bring it back to that kind of modern setting with all the lessons and all the enhancements and all the things they've learned from the Battlefield series moving to the modern setting, I can't wait to see it in World War One. I'm definitely on board.
I like their Goliath system, like the Goliaths. Hopefully that they do well with that. Because that was a big new thing they were talking about, the Goliath, like the blimps and the tanks and the trains and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, they have like armored trains are like an actual vehicle in the game, like a controllable vehicle. That's pretty awesome.
I mean, that's a huge changer. And they said, too, like, the weather was going to be extremely dynamic, and that's really going to change. Every single fight is going to be different, even if it's on the same map, because it might rain in the beginning and then not at the end, or it might rain halfway through.
That's with visibility and stuff, yeah. They were talking about, like, the map right now that they're showing off is a desert map, and there are often, like, wind sandstorms that mess up visibility and kind of obscure things. So, yeah, it'll be really cool to see what they do with that kind of setting. I'm very excited about it. The other game, Titanfall 2, is having an open beta the next 2 weekends on console only. They announced it today that yesterday, that they are officially, they kind of rumored it a little bit with Twitter and stuff, but they're having an open beta the next 2 weekends on PS4 and Xbox One. And this is so Titanfall was like an amazing shooter, an amazing, well-crafted shooter, balanced shooter.
But it fell to the victim of being an EA online-only game.
Well, a couple things. Yeah, it was an online-only, multiplayer-only game. It was EA, and they also launched it at the very beginning of the new console generations, and only on Xbox One and PC later. The issue was the Xbox One is a very slow adoption rate, still is, but it definitely started out a lot slower than like the PS4, and it really wasn't available to play anywhere else. So it kind of took a hit in its user base. But when they offered, I've played it on Xbox One, I've played it on PC, and it's an amazing game. It's one of those that like suffers from not having a player base. because it's such an amazing game.
Very unique. I mean, you'd think it'd be huge because everyone loves the mechs. Mech is like so classic, futuristic.
The mech combat, the movement style
stuff
is all different. The wall running and the wall jumping, that directly influenced the most recent Call of Duty game for sure, or Advanced Warfare. That's not the most recent one anymore, but like that, those were direct rips out of Titanfall's mechanics. So super awesome. And now that they have an established console market, they're bringing it on all of the consoles, not just Xbox One. I think it's gonna be a lot bigger, and it's gonna benefit from it. And they're gonna have a single player campaign. They've got a really enhanced multiplayer campaign.
I mean, because that's the problem that I was pointing out, is that like any EA games that comes out, you have Plants vs. Zombies, you have the Battlefield, is like there's a really quick drop-off rate because people eventually get tired. So Plants vs. Zombies 2, which is one of those games I picked up this year, they did a somewhat good job of introducing a single-player kind of open-world like events and unlockables. So if you don't really want to play multiplayer all the time, you kind of still can get that experience. But Titanfall was like multiplayer only, and that, as someone who doesn't always enjoy multiplayer unless I'm playing with people, that becomes a turn off for me. Is that I automatically am like, I don't really like doing that because then I'm gonna have to always deal with randoms. So
very true. Very true.
Which is why Overwatch has not really been my cup of tea, despite the fact that it's fun, but I'm not a big multiplayer person anymore. My heyday was like college, when I would go to the dorm rooms and play Halo Reach all the time with my friends, being in person with them. So it's kind of like hard to recreate that.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I'm not a good player. I'm very much a casual, and so playing multiplayer games, especially in the beginning with Overwatch, when there was no competitive, so all the tryhards were playing in casual, it just was like, I'm getting wrecked. It's hard for me to really deal with this, and so I just kind of was like, okay, it's fun, but that's about it for me. Anyway, go back to what you're talking about.
No, I mean, you kind of nailed it. I think Titanfall 2 is going to be a much bigger game than Titanfall 1. From what I've seen and what I've heard, it plays just like Titanfall 1 with all of the improvements of a couple of years of development. So it's gonna be huge. It's actually a fun thing that they're not doing a beta on PC. The first reason was that optimization isn't ready. Like, we're kind of still working on that, which is fine. The second reason that they definitely pointed out, they didn't really stress as much, was that they are worried about PC data miners.
Oh.
Like, that was their main concern with putting a beta on PC. They don't want people to spoil the single player campaign. And so they're like, well, we're not going to put it on PC because we don't want people to data mine our game and spoil everything for everything. So we'll just not put the beta out on PC.
I saw data miners today for a game that gets updated quite frequently. And I saw people being like, dude, they don't want you to spoil the game. Stop posting this stuff. And the people were like, in my honest opinion, if they don't want us to see this, then they shouldn't put it in the game's code because we're going to find it anyway. And I was like,
right.
Like, I get what you're saying, but that makes you sound like such a dick. Like, for you to say, like, I'm intentionally going in there and digging up information because it's interesting and I'm going to share it with people. And it's not my fault that I'm going into files that are hidden to try to get more information. Like,
right.
I don't know.
And we've had this discussion with a couple like developers before that we're friends with, that like, yeah, it's kind of an inevitable thing that you have to understand that your game is going to get data mined. It's kind of the environment that they play in now, and it sucks. It's a sucky environment to have to deal with, but at the same time, they're also kind of promoting your game for you and marketing your game and hyping your game for you.
Yeah.
If they hype a new feature that you haven't really announced yet, that's all the more hype when you do announce that feature.
Right. The only problem is it's like
50-50.
As they said with the single player campaign, single player, even though you have spoilers right away, it's so like there are people like me who it's so important to not know and expect things that it only hurts it. Like, it'd be cool to say, hey, I found this cool data in there, but I don't know. It's like it's a fine line because the internet's full of so many people that no matter what you do, it's going to hurt people.
Sure.
Some people are going to get hyped. Some people are going to get hurt. And as a game developer, it's like you want to please everyone, and the best option often is just don't put it in there.
Right.
Because people are going to take advantage of it.
But then it's another level of thought that you have to have.
Yeah.
On your own side and your development side and in your day-to-day of like, okay, I'm working on this code, but I can't commit it to the active, update because someone will find it and someone will find what I'm working on. So there's extra steps you have to think about in your day-to-day that kind of suck. So, yeah. So moving on from Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2, they're gonna be awesome. They're gonna be 2 awesome shooters. I've got about 3 games here that are high on my list, but not as big of discussion points. The first is For Honor out of Ubisoft.
That's not till next year.
It's not till next year. It's still like I still call it a winter release because it's on that same kind of like block of time between like December and February where there's not a whole lot normally going on. But they just announced a closed alpha or a beta this September. I forget what they called it, if they called it an alpha or a beta. But it's just another team arena combat game. But I personally have a really soft spot for that kind of like melee combat kind of thing. So I'm kind of excited about that.
But it has single player too.
It also has single player. It's one of those games like I'm in it for the team arena, like the combat, the multiplayer combat. You're in it for the single player. I get that. But more so that the close combat kind of feel to it, I think is, for me, super awesome. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited about that game. That's been kind of nudging me along for a little while now in terms of excitement. The other one I have is Dead Rising 4, which just got announced at E3. It's coming out in December. I think they said like early December. They just announced a release date for it. I love the Dead Rising series. I don't know if you've played a lot of the Dead Rising series.
I think I played one on my Xbox 360.
Yeah. It's a really, really cool... They just announced a remastered collection that's coming to PC, so you might want to check that out.
Maybe.
It'll be pretty good. The Dead Rising series I compared a lot to like Saints Row, where every game kind of dials up the silliness a little bit, the goofiness. Not so much as like... In Dead Rising has done it with 1, 2, and 3, and 3 kind of has gotten a little more serious, but not really. But it still stayed grounded in this whole like zombie survival thing. But they're just so much fun to play. It's not shitty like Dead Island.
So anti Dead Island.
God, fuck Dead Island. Even though I know it gave us Dying Light, fuck Dead Island. So yeah, Dead Rising 4 is coming out. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to sink a lot of time into that in December when I'm not doing anything else. The other one on here that I actually just more recently saw, and I saw a little bit of coverage yesterday and today about it, that got me excited about it, is the BioShock collection. They're remastering BioShock 1 and 2, and Infinite, if you're on the console, is going to get remastered. And they're also releasing them all for PC as well, a remaster for PC. According to a lot of the gameplay I've seen, like a lot of the reviews and things, not the preview for it, BioShock 1 looks gorgeous and plays a lot tighter. A lot of the issue with going back, that's like an Xbox One game. So going back to Xbox One, you have a lot of clunkiness with the controls. You have a lot of visual clunkiness. With the remaster, it brings kind of that epic story back to kind of the modern time. Brings it up to the modern time. I am firmly in the camp that BioShock 1 was one of the best games of all time in terms of advancing like the industry. It brought like story into games a lot more, into like a first-person shooter where you didn't expect it. It was one of my all-time favorite games. So that getting remastered is really kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah. The other one so the last one on here that we can both talk about, thankfully, is Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Yeah, we said we were going to talk about this a lot, and are you changing? Because when you first started talking about this, you're like, oh, it's great that you're really excited for Pokemon Sun and Moon, because I don't give a shit.
I've every time a new post comes out about it, a new news post, a new video, a new feature thing, I'm learning just to detach myself from Pokemon more. Like I'm just, after like the last couple feature announcements with like new Pokemon types and changing like the gym system up a little bit, I'm ready to go into this with just nothing.
Oh, okay.
Which is no attachment to Pokemon anymore.
Why?
Like I'm ready to take it new.
Why?
I think they've announced so many like different changes to the kind of Pokemon formula. And as I've kind of seen more and more of them, I'm okay with it. I'm ready to move on from that 8 gym system, go to the Pokemon League, do some side story stuff, go to the Battle Frontier when you're done. I'm done. I'm over that.
Maybe it'll make you feel better. This is essentially just a
That's what I mean.
Orange Island. This is an Orange League.
Yeah, I'm okay with. I'm ready to just take a vacation from like that formula. And yeah, like every time I see like a new feature or a new like, oh, we're taking the old Pokemon and making them different for the new version. Great, fine. I'm done caring about nostalgia. I've given up on that whole like gripping on to like this isn't Pokemon anymore. I'm done. Fine. Give me a cool game. Give me a cool, innovative story, and still keep the mechanics of Pokemon. Great, do it. Mechanics being like you train and catch Pokemon. That's it.
Well, I feel like the last few Pokemon lost me. Like Black and White, I felt the Pokemon involved were ridiculous. X and Y, I got really upset that they felt the need to remove new Pokemon to allow, like, to accommodate for these mega evolutions, these one-time use, and I just wasn't feeling it. So like in this one, I'm okay, which is weird because Mega Evolutions pissed me off. I was like 69 Pokemon, and then Mega Evolutions, like what a fucking cop
come
out.
on, they were cool.
No, they were annoying. Like they were just
awesome. They also make the game really easy.
Exactly. So, but this one, I like the fact that they, after 20 years, are going back to the original 150 Pokemon, and they are actually like reintroducing them. Because obviously now it's easy for them to bring all these Pokemon from other areas in, but they're reintroducing them as new Pokemon in the sense of a Meowth that's dark, like dark or whatever.
Dark type, or Raichu that's electric and fairy.
Yeah, no, Raichu's psychic.
Psychic, electric and psychic. Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought it was fairy. Never mind. Okay.
No, it's Ice Fairy for Vulpix and Ninetales. Ice Steel for Sandshrew Sandslash. Executor is a Dragon Grass.
That is so ridiculous. The first time I saw that, I saw it on Twitter. I didn't even see like the video for it. I thought it was just a joke. Like I thought it was just like, oh, haha, we're doing a tall Executor thing. It's just funny. And then I like, oh no, that's in the game. That's a real thing that they're doing. That's what they went with. A tall palm tree Executor.
And then that was the first one they introduced too. I was like, wow, that's like they kind of lost people, but I guess they just were like, YOLO, let's show the most ridiculous one and then we'll do it. But I mean, I'm okay with that. And I'm also very okay with the new Pokemon. Like I was kind of not excited for all the other Pokemon. I like that they're going with this Hawaiian theme, doing a lot of like kind of weird Hawaiian type spirits and creatures from that area. I think it's really interesting. I think I needed those few years off to get into this because I do like it and I like all the changes. I like the fact that they are introducing this gym system of only 4 islands and each island has these different challenges and gym leaders because I think it is going to change it up enough for me to still, as you said, have the nostalgia of how it plays but have this new feeling, this new start.
I'm ready for something different. I'm okay with it now.
And it makes sense.
I've accepted it.
As I said, it's Orange Island. This is based on the Pokemon show. It's like he went to the Orange Island and it was a lot different. It was island by island. This is a kind of a unique innovator after like 10 games that were all the same thing.
So I just saw in the chat, Pokemon Uranium.
Yes.
Is something that was hitting the news a little bit. It's a fan-made Pokemon game. It was released, it was hyped a little bit, and then Nintendo gave it a C&D and got all of the download links taken out.
Don't worry, I downloaded it.
So did I. I'm going to be doing a video series on it at some point.
Me too.
Pretty soon.
I already started recording it.
Oh, come on. Really?
Yeah, I'm 5 episodes in. My audio is shit, but that's okay.
Fuck. I was going to do it this weekend.
Womp.
Oh. Well, that's not cool anymore.
Sorry. Yours will probably release before mine, though.
No, they won't. Oh.
Then why don't you stream it? People are gonna want to watch the stream.
All right, I'll just stream it then. That's fine. I was gonna do both. Whatever. All right. Anyways, yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to play it. I have it downloaded and patched. I'm kind of like ready to dive into something different.
It's pretty classic Pokemon.
Yeah. That's what I've seen. It's like it's very. Yeah.
They introduced new concepts. It's the same, but they introduced the concept of like this corruption of things becoming like uranium type, and you have to destroy the corruption. So it's interesting. It's
cool.
I haven't gotten too far on it.
Stadium, whatever the GameCube one was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was a thing.
Sorry.
That was a thing in Pokemon
burst your
Stadium.
bubble.
That really does kind of burst my bubble here. I was really all excited to have like this whole new thing I was gonna pitch to you, and I was like, no, you already did it. Oh.
Well, you can do it too. What were you gonna do for Glitchfeed?
No, I was just gonna do it. I don't want to like double up our stuff. I don't want to compete with you.
You sound so
Whatever.
sad.
That's fine. I was actually really excited about it. I had like just thought about it the other day.
Just do it.
Whatever. I'll figure something out. All right. So that's kind of like our big hyped games. Now we have
Troy's big hyped games. He didn't ask me about my big type games.
I did. I asked you to put them in the list, and then you didn't.
I did do it actually.
Oh, is this what this section is?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just about to launch into that. So there's a bunch of games here that I don't have details on, but
And I said I put it in,
for.
but I didn't write anything down.
Oh, you should have wrote something down. All right, go ahead and give me your games here, because I can see your list. I just didn't think those were.
Yeah.
I thought those were lesser exciting.
Wow.
Go for it.
Go for
I
it
didn't know
yourself.
you didn't write anything. I wrote stuff.
He's so angry now that he found out that I already did a Let's Play series.
It's all right. I'll get over it. All right, give me your games. You're first on the list.
Civ 6.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one.
I have been getting
didn't think about it, but I
into
didn't realize
Civ 6 or Civ 5 hardcore. I've been watching a few videos, not a lot, but I watched a few videos of like the first 40 minutes of it, and I'm like, oh, this game looks great. I want to play it. They solve a lot of things. They have a lot of really cool new things to change it up. Troy, I will play Civ 6 with you when it comes out.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, we can
down.
play on my Civ Sunday, which is my new my new day I play Civ games.
Okay.
I think we talked about this, didn't we? That you take forever to play. And
Yeah,
I was like, but I
take a
take
long
even
time
longer.
to play. Yeah, I take a long time to play Civ games.
Yeah, so we'll play.
My Civ games last like multiple nights.
Oh shit, what up? Didn't
Oh shit, what up? boy.
didn't Rising Tide come out last year, or was that 2 years ago?
Rising Tide? That was like last year. It's been a while.
Or the space one?
For not Starships, but Beyond Earth.
Yeah. No, that was 2
Yeah,
years
that came
ago.
out. It came out a long time ago.
Oh shit, what up? All right, so that's something I'm interested
Starships
in.
is the most recent one.
Yeah.
That was like last year.
And then I have a bunch of Ubisoft games that I'm excited for. I thought Ubisoft wrecked it. They wrecked them.
They did a really good job at
At
Gamescom
E3.
this year.
Yeah.
And E3 as well. I just saw a bunch of like. They just did their big news push. I think today or yesterday today, for Gamescom stuff.
Well, they have a great lineup. Like their lineup is kick-ass this fall. South Park, Fractured But Whole. I mean, that is my kind of game, introducing more RPG elements of like areas and like the whole what is it, like superhero stuff now. I'm very excited for that game. I'm excited to check that out. That's coming out later this year. Watch Dogs 2. A lot of people are apprehensive about it. I'm ready and open. I have an open mind to check out the new game.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Open
I
mind.
passively liked Watch Dogs 1 for a little while. I didn't like it was. I got into it like for the first couple hours, and I was like, all right, this is cool. And then I was like, oh, this is all you do? All right.
I think what their strategy is really successful. Is that Watch Dogs 1, it did feel a little older. It felt a little older, slower, kind of this guy who uses a lot of technology. The new guy is a little younger, hip. He's a hacker. A lot of the things that are going on are a little bit more action.
I think if they have a winner on their hands, if they can marry Watch Dogs with Assassin's Creed. And I think they're kind of getting to that with Watch Dogs too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people said that they expected it to be like a futuristic Assassin's Creed, and they were kind of let down. Though at the same time, it kind of was a futuristic Assassin's Creed because it was a lot of the same
sort of
like
guns and stuff.
It's
but not
games,
really.
but like it was a lot of the same path following and doing the same strategy stuff. This one seems a little bit they've shaken it up a little bit, and they've introduced a new kind of having a hacker opens it up for even more opportunities. So I'm curious about it. I'm excited for the setting. I definitely want to check that out. And then Steep, I lost my shit over for E3.
Amazing. Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
So that's something that I am definitely excited for. I think a lot of people. I actually talked to one of their PR guys about this, and they were like, a lot of people were concerned because they put Steep at the end of their E3 conference, because they're like, usually you hype the biggest game ever at the end of the E3 conference. And I was like, but that was my biggest game ever. I was so excited. Like, to see that, I was like, I immediately reverted back to SSX Tricky, the game that I grew up on, the game that got me into gaming, pretty much. And I was like, oh my God, a new SSX. Yes.
That's exactly what I said when I saw it too. I'm like, oh yeah, SSX was such a good game. I loved that game. And this looks exactly like that.
It was like
the fact that they're kind of, they know what they're getting into. They're like, this game is going to be built around sharing. This is for sharing cool moments and that kind of thing. That they know what they're shooting for. It's great.
I'm very excited. And then other game, my last one that is next year, but it's kind of always been on my top list, which I don't think you really have access to because it's PlayStation. But you said you might be getting a PlayStation. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, that looked really cool. E3 kind of gave it a pretty big hype, and it looked pretty awesome.
But we'll see. I mean, that's another situation of I really
It was,
hope it's like you know, The Witcher, where
yeah.
it looks good and it still is good.
Give me some
So
Witcher,
we'll
give me
see.
some Far Cry in there, a little bit mixed in there.
Speaking of
I've
which,
been
Gwent
Gwent, yeah, it's coming out soon.
beta starting next
Beta's
month.
starting? Um,
No, it's
that's
August. 2 months. October
what is it?
26th.
October. All right. Gwent's the standalone card game that came out of Witcher 3. If you haven't played Witcher 3, there's a card game in it that's pretty immersive. My fiance spent a lot of time playing that while she was playing Witcher 3 to get all like the missions and the cards. So they're finally releasing a standalone game, kind of in the vein of Hearthstone and Elder Scrolls Legends, but in this case, it's already established. So that'll be pretty cool. Expands on some mechanics, builds it out a little bit more. But it's kind of cool to see them kind of building that to its own thing.
Lots of user demand for it too. I think that was
Yeah.
like everyone was like, yes, I want to play this game the entire time. Welcome to Witcher 3 Gwent Simulator and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
pretty
Like, okay,
much.
sure.
And especially adding things like multiplayer to it, like being able to play with friends and play against people. Because right now it's just playing against NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So there were a couple other games that are on our list. They're on the list. They're not huge hypes, but they're big games that are coming out fairly soon or finishing coming out fairly soon that I kind of wanted to touch on. The first is Yooka-Laylee, out of the old veterans of Rare.
They released a demo
toy
world
box.
toy box thing, yeah.
Yeah, to their Kickstarter backers. Yooka-Laylee, if you're not aware, is it's basically Banjo-Kazooie. If they made Banjo 3E for the Nintendo 64, but made it in 2016, it looks great. It looks like it plays exactly like a kind of platform, like a classic platformer, which we don't have anymore. I was just looking this up to kind of prep for this. We haven't had like a good platformer outside of Ratchet and Clanks, which is really just kind of a remaster of the original, sort of a remake of the originals, since like the other Ratchet and Clank games. We haven't had a lot of them on the PS3 and the Xbox. Beyond Good and Evil, maybe, back in the original Xbox 360. But that kind of era of platforming games has kind of gone by the wayside. It's kind of depressing, because that's what I grew up playing. I played the fuck out of, like, Spyro. Like, I sunk more time into Spyro and Jak and Daxter than I think I did any other game. So seeing Yooka-Laylee, especially like Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie.
Did you back it?
Yooka-Laylee?
Mm-hmm.
I did not. Only because I didn't. I didn't really have a reason for it. I just
As I
didn't.
say, we did cover it for Daily Glitches quite a
We
few
did.
times.
I'm kind of done backing games.
Really?
Yeah. We've kind of talked about that a lot with Kickstarter. But yeah, I'm kind of done with that. I think I've backed one game in the last year, and only because it was a game that I had never seen before, and like a concept that was exactly me. It's a shopkeeping RPG. How the fuck would I? Shit. Yeah, fucking, that's right up my alley.
I only back board games.
It's fair.
Cause
I got a board game story at the end of this if we have time.
Well, then let's keep moving.
All right. Also on this list, I have Injustice 2, which is the sequel to the DC fighting game. It's kind of like, it's basically Mortal Kombat with DC characters. I actually just picked up the first one, the gold edition, on like a bundle stars sale for like $5, and it plays really tight. It's kind of a fun like escape game. But Injustice 2 is adding a lot of new characters and a lot of cool stuff, so it'll be kind of a neat fighting game to check out when it's on sale. Not super hyped, but it'll be something I'll definitely check out. And then the last one on here is Resident Evil 7. I don't care about Resident Evil, but Sarah has played it, so.
No, I didn't watch the thing.
I thought you played the demo.
I played the demo, but the demo's not like the game. From what I saw in terms of reactions, the game is completely different.
Really?
Like the game's like, what the hell is this? Like, what is this game now? I don't even know.
Oh. Huh. All right. Sorry. All right. So that's Resident Evil 7. The other two games I have on here are Hitman, because that just got some news. They're planning on doing a second and third season, which would be really cool. The Hitman game now is kind of
really disjointed in that it's like very episodic.
Which
so
turned a lot of people off.
It turned me off. I'm waiting until this last episode comes out to buy it. Because I want a full game when I jump into it rather than kind of a piecemeal episodic game for a game that shouldn't be episodic. Hitman's levels. So, and then World of Warcraft, which you wanted me to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Go ahead, I'm going to play this game some more.
Okay. The expansion is coming out August 30th, Legion. The pre-expansion stuff is out right now. So they do a pre-patch event before the game comes out. So they have this huge invasion. They have a scenario you can play with a bunch of people that moves the plot along a lot. It's really, really cool to kind of see World of Warcraft coming back again. This last expansion really killed off a lot of the player base and a lot of the game.
I thought it was all the bans.
Well,
Boom.
I mean, that killed people, but the reaction to this expansion was just not good. This was one of the worst changes for the game. It took a multiplayer game and made it single player somehow. So they're fixing a lot of that with Legion, and they're stepping away from a lot of those kind of issues. So hopefully Legion can fix a lot of the issues that they made for themselves with Draenor. And I'm super excited about it. I'm back into it. I'm going to be sucked into it until probably at least October or November, unless I find a guild that really sucks me in again. So I'm back in it.
I could probably find people for you to play with.
I probably could too. I have my group of friends that I'm still playing WoW with, and they're slowly coming back to the game. My guildmaster still has not come back. Not looking like he ever will come back. A couple of those guild guys have just moved on, so that'll be not great. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So that's World of Warcraft. Is there any questions you had on that? Is there anything?
No.
You just wanted me to talk about World of Warcraft?
People are getting excited. I just wanted you to talk about it because people are
I'm very
excited about it.
I rolled a Demon Hunter. I got it I leveled it up 2 levels because that's all you can level it up right now. It's very different. It's very weird. It's fun. It's just weird. Yeah, it's cool. I'm really excited for it. So we got another 2 weeks until it drops. But
good. Then in 2 weeks I'll be doing everything for Glitchfeed.
No. I'll still be around. I'll just be.
I'll let you play it when it comes out for stream. I'll let you do that.
I appreciate it. I don't know how exciting that stream will be, but
out of the kindness of my heart, I will let you play.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that's pretty much it. So Gamescom is obviously still going on this week, so we're about to hear a bunch of information, a bunch of news and stuff coming out of there. It's always big. And I think Gamescom is becoming the more exciting E3, or more exciting than E3, I should say, because it's a little bit more technical. It's less PR. It's really just, here's what we're doing, and here's what we're showing off, and here's some trailers and stuff, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Any other Gamescom announcements that I'm missing? Call of Duty Zombies.
Someone asked about Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, Metal Gear Survive?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck Konami's doing. Sounds like they tried to make Resident Evil, and then ended up putting the Metal Gear Solid tag on it instead.
I mean, let's be honest. They're missing some key player to do Metal Gear Solid, so... They're
doing something weird.
They don't have our main guy that's running Metal Gear Solid anymore. Kojima is no longer there.
Yeah.
So I mean, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And make terrible choices.
I'm trying to find the.
Okay. Yeah, so they can make terrible choices because Kojima's no longer there, and obviously without his creative mind to guide them, they just make poor life choices.
Yeah. Find the article on Survive. It got buried in my timeline here, apparently. There it is, Metal Gear Survive. So it's a 4-player stealth co-op game set within the Metal Gear universe, but it takes place after Metal Gear Solid 5 in an alternate universe
the members of the whatever are not killed in the game's finale, transported through wormholes to an alternate universe where they're forced to battle a force of crystalline zombies, and it seems at least one Metal Gear itself.
What is a Metal Gear?
That's the big robots.
Oh,
Those are the big mech robot things.
Honestly, I've not seen any footage for Metal Gear, so I don't even know what the big robots are.
That is the only a piece of Metal Gear news that I've ever... I watched like 6 videos when Metal Gear Solid 5 came out of like, here's all of the story of Metal Gear explained, and I still don't understand it. So it's, yeah, I don't know what the
hell they're doing. Go ask Justin.
I did, and he gave me all these videos, and I still don't understand it. Someone gave me all those. But yeah, that's coming out, I guess.
That's a thing that happened.
That's a thing. Yeah, my favorite comment now is that's a thing that happened. Like that's just something we're dealing with.
I think my favorite one was there was an article that someone linked. It was like, so this is what 2016's like, and it was someone wrote an article about how they refused to play No Man's Sky because they weren't having equality, gender equality. Like, why wasn't it called No Woman's Sky? And that's why they refused to play or review it. It was like a feminist column, and I was like, please. This is
2016.
This is 2016. Can you not make women look like fucking idiots? Oh.
God damn. Well, I
mean, I'm all for feminism, but seriously, like.
Yeah, like, come on. Be real. You don't. It's just no. It's called no. It's just a game. It's just a game where you don't even have a new gender. You don't even see your person. You don't even see your person.
It's a reference of No Man's Land.
Yeah.
But it's No Man's Sky. Like, come on, get over yourself and your vagina. You'll be fine. Just because it's called No Man's Sky doesn't mean that you're not gonna have a vagina while you're playing. Sarah, 2016.
They don't take it away from you. You can still have it.
They don't steal your V card.
Is it the vagina card or the virginity card?
It's probably both, let's be honest. Right. I'm sorry, that's so bad, but I'm all for women power, but please just don't be stupid. That's a stupid thing. People are stupid.
It's a hot take from Sarah.
You can quote me.
Quote her on that hot take. There was a lot of other news that I'm like scrolling through I haven't apparently looked at my Feedly all day today. I don't know how, because I have, and there's like 1,000 articles about shit that's going on at Gamescom, so I'm missing a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff about Neo. The beta for Neo is dated. Beta demo is, I'm literally scrolling through it right now to hope to find the date. It doesn't say. Second beta demo for PS4 exclusive Neo has been dated, arriving late August for PSN.
Oh yeah, Neo. They announced that earlier.
Well, they announced it, but there's a demo.
Yeah, no, they did announce it like last week or something. There is the second.
Yeah, there's a second beta demo.
Yeah.
In August. Yeah, they put the date. Is I guess the thing they did. Difference. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. So, that is it for that part. Let's talk about some other stuff. Talk about something different. Let's talk about board games.
Okay.
Can we talk about board games for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead. I would love to hear you talk about board. Are you going to talk about that board game you played last night?
I've been playing it for a couple nights. So,
yeah, go ahead.
My fiance and I actually went to Boston Comic-Con this past weekend for a day, just to kind of see what was going on. Really cool thing. We actually ended up dropping a bunch of dough on some board games because there was a board game vendor, and why not? We were there. Fuck it. We picked up a really cool kind of card game. I think it's called Boss Dungeon or something. Really fun, kind of like...
Oh yeah, Boss Dungeon.
Yeah, card game. You build a little dungeon. It's kind of multiplayer. A lot of the games that we play are like 2-player friendly games because there's really only 2 of us and we don't like inviting people over.
Did you ever play Magic the Gathering?
Nah.
Oh, well, if you're looking for a fun 2-player game, check out Summoner Wars.
Check out any like Magic game ever?
No, Summoner Wars is a fun... You each have like a group and you have a board where you move the characters around and fight each other.
There's 2 of us. We could just pick up Pokemon cards again.
I mean, I guess you could, but Pokemon cards are a freaking ripoff.
Not anymore. They're pretty cool. IGN just did a big article about the Pokemon World Championships that I read.
That you're never going to get to.
Well, yeah, not with that attitude. But the other one we picked up was a game called Arkham Horror. Have you heard of Arkham Horror?
Yes, I have.
God, it is fucking hard. It's one of those like players versus the board game kind of things. You're kind of you're co-op against the kind of conditions on the board. It's all Lovecraft based, Cthulhu and that kind of stuff. And Jesus Christ, this game is hard. We spent like the first 3 games we played, we died so fast, so quickly. And even one of the games, the first game we did, we kind of bent the rules a little bit to kind of ease us into the understanding. We died like within an hour or 2. And then the next game we played, it took 6 hours. 6 hours. We played a board game. And then the last one we played, it took us 2 nights to play, and we finally won. We finally beat a board game. I haven't felt like that much relief in a game in a very long time than when I'm standing above our kitchen table, like hands on my knees, leaned over, going, all right, what the fuck do we need right now? Like, what can we do? Where do I need to go? Just tell me when to send. Tell me when to send Walter. Tell me when to send him right now. I'll put him there. We'll figure this out. We can do this. We're so close. We can do this. And then we won. And I haven't felt that rewarding in a board game or any game really in a long time. When was the last time you had that kind of feeling in a game where you're like, I'm done. I did this. We did it.
Sunday, I played Donkey Kong 64 with my friends, and I was Tiny Kong, which meant I had to play her boss, and it was the most difficult 30 minutes of my life. I was sweating. I was insanely uncomfortable. My hands were shaking, and I felt like I ran a marathon when I was done. It was the most intense experience of my life. Lame voice can confirm.
Jesus.
It was the worst. Because it was like, I had to jump on squares, but the camera kept moving. And it's like, fuck you, camera. I can't, like, it would just spin. I have to edit those videos. You'll see me. It's like, there's no swearing. And I swore so much during that episode. I'm just gonna, I did. I had a mental break, like dead quiet, because I was like, shut the fuck up. I need to hear when he's about to shoot his laser. That was my life. And afterwards, I was like, I'm going on vacation. I'm not doing 2 episodes. Have fun. That was my life. It was neat. Oh my god. I would not call it neat, but okay.
That's cool. Yeah, that's the experience. I feel like it's not lost in games. It's just very it's missing. It's absent. It's absent from games. Maybe just I haven't been excited about one in a long time. Then a board game kind of triggered that. So
I also get that intensely like focused when I'm doing puzzles.
Ooh.
Where's the last piece? I don't know where it is.
Puzzles or puzzles in games? Or just
puzzles,
physical
puzzles. And then when you can't find the piece and you're like, why isn't there, like, why are there 3 pieces missing? You get so angry.
Where the fuck is the other pieces?
1,000-piece puzzles, and you're like, God damn it! I can never feel good about this. It will never be complete. And then you throw the puzzle into the box and throw it away.
And then you throw it away and never do it again.
Exactly. Screw you. And the last puzzle I did was one of those like pictures in a puzzle where each puzzle piece was a picture. So it was a bunch of tiny pictures that made up a big picture.
Oh, like a mosaic?
Yeah. So it was Pepsi. So it was just a bunch of like old Pepsi photos, and it was the worst.
Oh, it's awful.
It was pretty terrible. And then we didn't finish it because like I couldn't get the satisfaction of being done because there were 3 pieces missing.
Yeah, you just lost all of that like emotion and like desire to actually finish the puzzle.
Well, I was done. There were no other pieces. It was just sitting there like
you didn't really finish it because there were pieces missing.
Exactly.
You didn't finish it.
You didn't actually finish.
Yeah. Believe me, I know a thing or two about enough. Do you have anything else?
Did you actually freeze there, or did you actually make a joke about not finishing? Or did you just freeze and not say anything halfway through? Because it cut you off, and I'm not sure if it froze or not.
Oh, I just did a funny like I know a thing or two about not finishing, and then that was it, and then I launched into the
but the thing is that you said it was like I know a thing or two about not fit. That's what it sounded like, and I was like,
no,
is that a joke?
I said finishing, but now it just makes it even funnier. Now explaining it even more makes it less funny.
Well, you know, that because I wanted you to be part of the joke. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You could have just let it roll. So yeah, that's it for us for the Glitchfeed Podcast this week. If you liked what you see, definitely check out our Daily Glitch series.
Or
we do
don't.
a daily news...
It's
or
fine.
don't. Yeah, I mean, if you don't like it...
I'm not your
then-
mom. Do whatever the hell
Yeah,
you want.
whatever.
Also, I'd like to have a serious moment.
Uh-huh.
If you guys somehow find our address, that's not an open invitation for you to come to our house.
Really?
No, that happened to PewDiePie.
Oh!
And he did a video
I
today
thought
where
it
he
was
talked
something
about that.
You did. Oh, I thought someone was like coming to your house.
No, that happened to PewDiePie. I'm sorry. I feel bad for PewDiePie, but I just wanted to make that joke.
Oh, if you find my house, you can come hang out. I'm down. We got board games to play if you want. Whatever. No big deal.
You should watch the video, though. Cribbles.
Well, I'm going to now. That's fucking hilarious. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with a Daily Glitch. We'll be back next week with something, and the week after, hopefully, with another podcast. In the meantime, check us out on Twitter at Glitchfeed. You can check me out at tferio. You can check Sarah out. This is where you say yours.
The Elise. Also,
There
you're
you go.
pointing the wrong way. Thanks. Though.
Sorry. The camera is reversed in the Twitch thing. So that way. She streams.
You're
talk
gonna start
about-
streaming, aren't you? Uranium.
If well, I'll get to it. Okay. But anyways, that's it. We'll see you guys later. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye. Please stop the stream. Bye. Sarah, please stop the stream.